Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Icewind Dale, Rhyme or Reason. We're so glad to see you all here. Welcome, everyone. And we're going to be getting going here in a second with the game, but before we do, I want to thank our sponsor for the stream, Hero Forge. Hero Forge is amazing. Oh, yep, I have you guys in the wrong place. Thanks for pointing that out, Alex. Beep. There we go. How are you guys doing tonight, by the way?
Better now.
Well, doing great.
Good. Feeling a little more combobulated?
Yes.
Good. Folks, if you can just let us know how our sound is too on the players and myself, that'd be great. But Hero Forge is awesome. They are our sponsor. You can go create custom miniatures for your player characters, for your NPCs. You can make them into 3D printable miniatures that you can print on your own. You can have them shipped to your house. You can make awesome little digital tokens like we have on screen and in our promo art and all that stuff. So check them out at heroforge.com. I'm just going to show real quick. Boop, boop, boom. There we go. Whoop, no, that's the wrong thing. They've got a contest going on right now. So go create a sorcerer and you could possibly win a $75 Hero Forge gift card. So they've always got cool little things like that going on, challenges and contests. And they've also got their new subscription bundle for their Pro Plus download subscription. Comes with, like, basically you pay a monthly fee or an annual fee and you can get access to all the cool tools like the token maker and all this stuff. Plus, you can get a free certain number of downloads per month of the characters you create in STL format or I think Unity format too. And you also get access to their featured packs each month, stuff like this, which are all themed, and you can download these and print them on your own. So check them out at heroforge.com. Good. Well, let's get going here. Our party is in, by the way, I looked it up. Apparently it's pronounced Ythrin. I've been pronouncing it wrong, but I'm going to keep going with Ythrin. Yep, I'm going with Ythrin. That's what I've been saying. I ain't going to stop.
It's the multiverse. Ours is Ythrin.
There we go. There we go. Let's get the map going here so we can see this
Mandela effect.
for our players.
Miniatures are awesome.
And viewers. All right, there we go. So our player characters have been exploring the ancient ruined necropolis of Ythrin, and which has sunk beneath the ice. Once a great floating city and a part of the Netherese Empire, now fallen from its glory, along with the rest of the Netherese Empire, and sunk beneath the Ragged Glacier near Icewind Dale. The players hope that in the city of Ythrin they might find glory, treasure, magical items, and possibly a side benefit, a way to save the people of Icewind Dale from the never-ending winter and all that stuff. So that's what we're doing here. They have been traveling around to many of the towers of magic. I actually traced the path in a little bit of yellow dotted line here on the map you can see now, just to kind of show where you guys have been so far. And yes, you are finding certain rites described throughout, certain steps in a rite that will allow you into the central tower in the necropolis.
Can we make the path marks a new thing? I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep it going here. It's not a neat line, but it works. Yep. Excuse me. It's going to get a little confusing when you guys start backtracking, and you guys are intentionally going to be doing loop-de-loops around buildings now. I just know it.
Different colors for different sessions, maybe.
Ythrin yellow.
Oh yeah, different colors. Different colors.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Different colors for each session.
Yeah.
I originally did it in purple, and it was just not visible enough, so I had to redo it in yellow. So we'll have to find some bright colors. But good. All right. Well, where last we left off, our players had taken a long rest in a building. They had ducked into a building, running away from a tomb tapper that was chasing them, and looking for some shelter in this building, found it full of Nothics who attacked them. Yay! After duking it out and defeating the Nothics in an intense battle, you have now decided to take a rest right next to their corpses. You awaken in the morning. And, well, maybe it's morning. Who knows? 8 hours later, anyway. And you see the Nothics corpses kind of piled up where you guys left them on one side of the room, trying to get away from the smell a little bit. And you look over to Nikos, and he's holding his head. Ugh. And I'll let you guys take it from there.
Fizwick goes over to him, and he goes to reach into his right coat pocket for a treat or a sweetie that he usually has in there.
A very groggy but very swift hand suddenly snaps up and smacks the Fizwick's hands away as he looks up and he says, "What are you doing?"
And it's looked down at like a puppy eyes, a seal, just glassy. He even physically looks different, like in an anime or something.
Got a big tear coming down your cheek.
I was trying to get a sweetie.
And Nikos feels into his jacket pocket, and he actually sees he's got some of those the lollies that he'd taken from the what was it called? The dragon's. What do we call it? The dragon's light.
Oh yeah, the dragon's light. Yep.
We renamed the Northern Lights to the Dragon's Light, and then reaches into his pocket and pulls out some of the candies he'd taken from the shop, which he brought along for Fizwick. As he looks at them, there's kind of like this almost like a straining as he's trying to remember why he had candies in his pockets. He holds them for a few moments before handing literally like the whole handful to Fizwick. Sorry, my head is just it's like there's a fog that's just sitting right behind my eyes.
Those hags really worked a number on you.
Hags? What hags?
Ever since we left that tower where the hags were inside that sort of pocket dimension, you've been not yourself. There's a lot that's happened since you've been under the weather. We've been guiding you along here. At least you're speaking now. I guess that's an improvement.
My mouth is very dry. I kind of hungry. Is there any food?
Of course, but maybe not the kind that you usually eat. You could check over by those piles of Nothics over there.
Nikos will go over to the Nothics and start to kind of like rummage around their persons. Do they have any food on them?
The Nothics probably do have some food. Yeah, I don't know what it would be in the necropolis here. Maybe some kind of leafy vegetable grown in the grove. Perhaps some hunks of like
roots,
various flesh from various creatures, because they do eat people.
He'll you watch as Nico sort of takes something like mystery meat, as it were, and as he does, there's just this kind of like a smell. He then takes this like bite, like this huge kind of like almost hamburger type bite out of it, and then a few moments later just sort of retches and sort of spits it out. He sort of hunches over and he's just gagging for a while as he's like, no.
As he does that, Granyaj stands up and he's like, he kind of glances at the other two and walks over to one of the Nothics and with his axe chops the top of the head off of one of them.
Yep, you managed to do so.
That smell that immediately comes as he does this. Nikos' eyes turn into like these inky black circles as he then, famished, runs over and before even realizing it, devours almost the brain whole, as it were. sort of distending his jaw and just kind of like taking it and eating it. Anyone who sees it, it is a very graphic sight, but it's pretty much like watching someone who's been in the desert, like sort of getting water for the first time, even though they shouldn't be like chugging the whole thing, just like pouring it down. Same thing. It's just sort of like he's kind of like in a very gross way, like scraping the bowl, as it were, of the skull, trying to get every little piece out.
Something is not right with our companion.
Picked a real weird time to try new foodstuffs. What's going on here?
Nikos stands, and as he does so, he says, my memories in my mind are still swimming. The food," he seems to almost trip over the words, "seems to have cleared it a little bit, but I'll need more in time.
He's
I'm
lost
sorry,
his accent.
he has actually lost his accent.
Do you remember your name? Do you remember us?
You see him sort of go to say something, but then he sort of stops as he goes, No, I don't remember my name. I know that I know you all. I know that you are all familiar to me, but your names also elude me. Nikos sort of, his eyes are like now darting kind of left and right as he's, again, like, it's almost like he's reading a book. Like the internal visualization of his mind is like just reeling, going back and forth.
Well, we call you Freddy. And
Come on now, drone.
Freddy.
No, your name's Nikos. Does that ring a bell? Nikos.
Goes. No, that doesn't sound right.
Well, my name's Grukvar, and generally I take the lead around here, and you sort of follow me around and do what I say.
Okay, well,
Let me play a joke.
he said. Nico says, "Well, until I know what's going on, I think it's best that I do follow you, but Grukvar. He sort of repeats it to try and add it to his memories, and then looks and says, Dronyaj. And he looks at Fizwick and he seems to struggle. Terry. Bang. Fizwick. He sort of again starts just.
Fizwick hands him from his pile of candies back a treat.
He takes it and he just puts it straight in his mouth. And then a few moments later, almost like a violent, like, like when you watch a movie with the vampires and the vampires drink like nothing, they eat something else and then they just
had some milk.
Yeah.
Tastes like shit.
Just milk with red food coloring, yeah.
Yeah. All right, and that'll like Nikos will straighten himself up and he'll look at Grukvar and say, until my memories go back, please, I look for your guidance.
Well, don't worry, I'm happy to give it, and so happy you're willing to listen. But also, before we go on, this quiet woman here is Velin. She's a wizard that's been accompanying us and helping us along.
Valen like wakes up like, oh, she
I
slept
that
in a
with
little
that
longer.
music. Yeah, I imagine that there's just this moment where Nikos's eyes just sort of catch Valen. It's like, I don't know this woman, but I don't like you.
That's fair.
That part's not washed away.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
a very
remember your
strong
name.
core element.
Mhm.
Yeah, very like the core islands in like the In and Out or Inside Out movie.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
there's just one island of like, do you see this woman? Don't trust this woman. Like
It
that's
just says Velen and there's a storm cloud over it.
yeah, exactly.
I almost forgot. Dranyage.
Yes.
You all would have
Oh.
noticed Dranyage's head is hitting the ceiling of this building. It looks like he's going to struggle to get out the door here. Dranyage, in your 8 hours of rest, you have grown 8 feet.
I've grown what?
8 feet.
8 feet.
8 feet.
Wait, what?
8
A
mortar
foot-
feet, or he's 8 foot
I
tall?
thought
A
it was a
foot-
foot a day.
I think it's a foot per hour, but let me double check here.
Wait, why is he growing at all? I forgot what happened.
Boy.
He has the spear,
He's got
the giant spear.
I really misread that.
Let's
card.
double check here.
Look at your penis.
Physics always got his
All right, let me
priorities
go
in
back to
order.
the
All right,
cave
let's
zone
put the
there, so-
icon up. Who's got the first dong emoji?
I have no
Spear.
eggplant large enough.
Come on, chat. I'm not in the chat right now, but
All right, so let's see. Spear, Vlagomir's spark. You gain 1 foot of height every hour, and become
boy.
proportionally heavier until you stand 21 feet tall. So I imagine you're almost 20 feet probably now.
So I am, let's see, I am 17 feet tall.
Okay. Your strength increases by 1 for
What?
every 3 additional
Oh, okay.
feet of height you gain. So if your strength was a 20, to a maximum of 23.
So I'm at 8 divided by, so that'd be 2 plus, I don't think I took one for the first one, so three more, so I'm at 22.
Okay. Yep. All right. Yeah, you're practically going to have to crawl out the door, probably on your knees.
Yeah.
Does that strength factor into like your attacks then? Just not your
Uh-huh.
attacks strength based? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
So I have plus 10 to hit on everything, and plus 6 on damage.
Yeah, it doesn't say
Can I
anything.
get a sweet ride, please? Please.
I think the whole
Without any
team
shit,
gets a
can I
ride.
just get a ride. Yes, haul us all around, man. You can chuck us. You can throw 2 of us. You know that for sure.
I
This is
know
totally
what
to
a
your
pachyderm is. I am not that.
What?
And I grumpily shrug my way throughout the. Well, there's probably no door, is there? It's more like
it's a
archways?
doorway. Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah.
I
archways.
do probably duck a little bit as I walk through, though. And I'm big enough to use the spear, correct?
Yes, you are.
Yes. I sling that sucker on my shoulder instead of drag it around like it's my dolly.
Yep. Like it's your dolly. My blankie. All right. So, as you guys exit the building here, you might remember that you had seen the tomb tapper walking in the direction of the library over here, where you had stopped previously. Whoops. You see no sign of it. You hear no thumping. But what you do see is some movement in the ruins of what was once a huge tower right in this area here.
Actually,
You
I
just
lied.
see-
I still have 2 feet to go. I'm only 21 feet.
Only 21. Shoot.
Well, so how does that work if I...
You're only 21 strength.
No, I'm 21 feet tall.
Oh,
wow.
21 feet is the maximum that you get. Yep.
I thought it was 23. No,
No,
I'm getting
maximum
confused.
strength of 23.
So I lied because I started. Oh no, you're right. I'm doing
long
math.
does this
wrong. I'm 16 feet tall.
Okay. 16 feet tall. Okay. So yeah, your strength increases by 1 for every 3 additional feet of height you gain to a maximum of 23.
This
Armor
just
and
keeps
clothing
going
you're wearing
permanently?
and weapons increase in size to match your growth, by the way. So even your axes have grown with you.
Wait, he's
My
just
voice
turning into a
burns
giant?
sexier.
Yeah, ever since he took this spear, you've just noticed him growing and growing.
Cool.
Yep.
Do we all see that movement that you mentioned?
Yeah. You all see the movement over in the coming from the towers. Just a little bit of like skittering in the rubble, almost like something small, but lots of small things.
I want to kind of put my hands out and motion for us to go back inside the building briefly, just around the doorway, so we can speak in a private place.
Yep. All right.
Can while he's doing that, can I have Federo fly around just to see if we see anything to
Yep.
snooping around?
I'd like to point out that Jake Ansel delivered for you in the chat, Will.
Oh, Jake!
We got the eggplant. All right, so
Dragon.
the Federo sees lots of small hands crawling around in the rubble. Okay, you guys kind of duck back in the building.
Like disembodied hands?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I take Nikos aside and with Fizwick and Bill and everybody there, I just say, well, your memories may be departed, Nikos, but we definitely still need your expertise. So I'd like to fill you in on the things we've seen while you were under the weather. And do you recall the first tower we went into when we entered the city of Ythrin? Do you recall that tower at all?
It had something to do with magic. The something. The
It
schools
was-
of magic.
Yes.
Yes, and you aligning or inscribing. There was a ritual.
You yourself told us it was the Tower of Abjuration, according to your research. And inside the tower, at the very top, we saw carved in Draconic the words, "First shield thy heart with a wand from the Nether Oak." And from there, we've been heading to the other towers around this city and collecting more information as we go. And after we, as we were departing the hag's hut, we saw we learned from them another bit of information. Second, summoned a flame in the palm of your hand. And after that, we headed on to another location, and it was a grove of trees. If you look beyond, if you put your head out the doorway and look beyond that fallen tower, you might see it. There's they've got golden leaves, and in the center of the park, there was an evil-hearted, gigantic tree that Dronyaz was able to convince to give us a branch that we think would count as the Nether Oak's wand that was mentioned in the first hint we received. And from there we walked past a large building with a door that was open, and inside we saw a jackal-headed creature, and followed by a penguin, of all things. And according to Velin, she suspected that was an Arcanoloth, some sort of Yugoloth fiend that specializes in magic and knowledge. That library to this very moment is still filled with books, even after all these years. We thought you may want to take a look. And then we headed to another tower. This one was the Tower of Divination. And at the top we found an Orb of Savras, and inside of it were eyeballs floating around. And by touching with both hands, I was able to ascertain where the top of the tower had gone that was missing. It was inside a neighboring tower, and this tower of itself had a hole in the top blown in it. So we were able to send Fedorov up there to get a good look. We couldn't go ourselves because the door was guarded by those magical fellows that made of energy or something, the Majin. And we learned a third bit of information. This is what it said in the inscription. It said, "Third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Shed a secret about yourself for all to hear." So as you can see, we're gathering quite a bit of information, but it looks like we've got at least, if my math is correct, 5 more together before we have all that we need to enter the center tower which is where Arthis, the Demilich, his domicile is. And that brings me to this important point and why I brought us in here right now. That Demilich has been following us around from a distance, but he's keeping an eye on us. We don't know his intentions, but I've never heard of a friendly Demilich, so this may come down to confrontations at some point. So I think we should plan for that, because if that does occur, it'll be a fight like we've never had before. Oh, also, one more thing. The tomb tapper that chased us in here came from a building that's that away. And he points out through the window. The glass of the dome is cracked. You can walk inside if you please, if that tomb tapper hasn't returned there. And there's a mechanism in the center of the building that looked very intriguing, but we didn't get a chance to approach it. Based on your expertise, what would you say we should do next?
Nikos takes all the information in, and there's again, a strangeness to it. Like, it's a lot of information, and Nikos seems to have absorbed every word you've said. As he looks around, you mentioned the tower that had fallen, and that you knew roughly where, the the top of the tower had ended up. He says that this area here, while the library may be of interest and may hold some more secrets, I think if the Demilich is following us, then we need to make sure that what we're acting is in accordance with what their expectations are. If we were to veer off and start exploring, it may provoke him, but if he knows that we are searching for these answers within the inscriptions, then perhaps he will continue to maintain his distance until we are more readily available to ascertain his motivations.
I don't like how he talks. What are we gonna do when we have to ask for tea or something? He's not proper enough.
And he kind of just kicks you in the shin a little bit.
Why are you talking like that?
I'm sorry, I don't quite remember what I used to talk like.
Fizwick, if you don't like the way he speaks, perhaps you can be the voice of the group from here on out.
Fizwick's standing behind you now after he got his stat. He's not used to that one. That was a new thing.
Kind of like the way he's talking.
No surprise there.
Well, hopefully while we're exploring, we may be able to find some more information as to what the hags maybe did to me and clear up this haze. I'm not overly enthused at anything that's going on right now. Grogfar. Yes, Dronyaj?
I was gonna say, do we see the tomb tapper or anything else while we're standing here talking?
No, you don't really get much sense of any movement other than, or sounds in particular, other than the hands coming from the ruins of the tower.
Well, I think Nikos gives good counsel. Let's get a closer look at those hands.
Yeah, and you see, as you walk back out, you see that they seem to be like removing bricks. There's a lot of rubble from the fallen tower, and it seems like they're digging, like they're removing bricks, and doing so quite slowly because it's heavy, and it often takes 4 of these little hands just to get one chunk.
Are they floating around, or are they walking around like
they're crawling
Adam's
around?
family hand?
Yeah, Adam's family hand.
Yeah.
Yep. They look like severed zombie hands.
How many would you say?
Hundreds.
Whoa. Okay.
How fast are they moving?
Yeah, a couple hundred probably. As fast as you might expect a hand to crawl along.
Can we see what they're like? Have they been at it for a while? Can we kind of see what their ultimate goal might be?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they've been at it a while, and they're, slowly just trying to clear out the rubble. Seems like there's a pile kind of further back, like they've taken it from one massive pile and kind of spread it out away from the tower quite a bit.
Ants.
Oh, sorry, I thought they were coming towards us. That's not why I was asking about the speed.
No, they don't seem overly concerned or aware of your presence, really, actually.
Like the cleanup crew.
Have we? I don't know what we've decided to do here. Have we actually walked up closer? Or are we still just looking out the doorway at them?
Up to you guys.
I would like to approach
Mhm.
them.
Yeah, you do
And just
so.
slowly, just see if they do anything.
No. Yeah, they don't really even acknowledge you. Even if you get within, 10 feet or so, they're still kind of just busily going about their task. There are lots of them. Like, you can see there are several pieces of this tower, so you can now see as you approach, there are others like further out here. There's some over here. Yeah, just in kind of and quite a few like over here as well.
Is the tower that's fallen obscured by the rubble, or are there like clear openings where a person could walk into it?
Yeah, there are some cracks large enough for a non-dranyage.
Okay. I would like to head towards one of the areas where those hands are moving rubble around, and just grab a piece of rubble and follow the hands to where they're placing it, and just put it on the stack. And
Mhm.
do they react to that at all?
No, they don't. They're continuing the
They all
task.
turn and clap.
Yeah.
Now that I'm closer, can I see what they? Is there anything in the area where they're pulling rubble away, or does it just look like an indiscriminate pile of rubble?
You see, Grukvar, through one of the cracks, a spectral form of looks rather human, slumped over, in a kind of a thinking man pose, almost like
Where is this?
in one of the cracks inside one of these sections of tower. You can see inside the actual tower, just kind of looks like grumbling, and you hear sort of a moaning.
He's going to the bathroom. Leave him alone.
He wants some privacy. That section of tower, can I walk around and investigate a little bit and see if there's a way in to there?
Sure. Yeah, you can find a way in there, and the ghost, you can see now, begins talking. You can't quite understand what he's saying, but it looks like a male, human, and dressed in very nice, like, wizard robes. And yeah, he's just staring down at the debris and talking in a language you can't understand.
If the group hasn't followed me yet, I'd like to beckon them over, or go speak with them and just tell them what I saw.
Fizwick walks over and says,
Do you need a hand? That.
No, we've got plenty of those. But this might be something that someone with a bit of a necromantic bent might be able to help us.
You come over, but only as close as I can get without, like, my giant feet squishing hands. So probably fairly far back.
Yeah. I imagine you kind of like shuffle your feet a little bit to avoid actually like stepping, like kind of like.
As long as they don't start crawling up me, then I'm kicking hands.
So this ghost is speaking in a language that I can't understand. I don't remember how this works exactly again, but if it's written, Velen and maybe Nikos can read it. Is that correct? Do they write in Draconic?
I I think Valin can understand
I
because
think
she.
I think Professor Scant can, if I remember
Oh.
correctly.
Who translated for the ice method? Wasn't that
feel-
Valin?
She can cast comprehend languages, so she could too.
Oh,
But I
okay.
thought that someone may have already just has the
Oh.
capacity to understand that language.
I'll say
as
that
it is.
Professor Scant understands. The Professor Orb says, "Oh, he seems to be lamenting the fall of Ythrin, and just kind of mumbling on about it. Ah, poor fellow. Looks like some kind of powerful magic user in his life, but no more.
What is he saying about it?
Oh, he's now he's saying, oh, he seems to be longing to see his corpse freed from the ruins.
Ah, yes.
Is he the cause of the hands? Is that what they're looking for?
Could be.
Well, they've been at this for hundreds of thousands of years, and they're still working. Who knows how far down that body could be?
Can I? Well, that's fair. I was gonna say, could I like try to smell for death somewhere, given my
Yeah.
keen smell? But if it's been that long, it's probably just gonna smell like dirt, I would think.
Well, also, I suppose that the location of the hands might be a dead giveaway as to where the body is.
You said they were spread all throughout the tower.
Yeah,
right?
they're fairly spread out. Yeah.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dead giveaway.
Um,
Okay.
we got
The
so many
dad
good
puns are
puns.
coming fast and furious.
Yeah. You do notice, Alex. You did notice a bit of like maybe increased movement from the hands when you moved to piece 2. Like maybe a little bit more excitement among the hands when you did that. A increasing pace.
All right, then I say any able-bodied creature should pitch in and give these hands a hand.
Can I
And
kind of
go back to the pile where I was before and start moving pieces.
can
of
I
rubble.
can I bloodhound around a little bit and see if I can notice anything?
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. I have advantage. Good thing. Oh, jeez. A whole 6. Dang it.
Yeah, no, you don't really get the sense. I guess everyone can make a perception, or actually,
With
let's do
advantage.
investigation.
Ooh, can I do it again?
Sure. I'm not actually sure if that's right. I always get those confused.
Oof, 2.
I got 15.
I'm gonna go back to what I'm good at, moving chunks of rubble piece by piece.
Got 18.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are you all gonna kind of chip in and start removing rubble here?
I suppose so.
Fizwick is not.
I mean, there's a bunch of automated hands here. What's the point? I mean,
Well,
obviously they've got their,
Droniash could probably lift the entire tower up and set
somebody's
it
got
right.
to really get
Well,
good system.
So I can carry weight that's one person or one size class higher than me.
Okay.
So what comes after large?
Huge.
Huge.
Huge. Yeah, so I can lift huge.
Yeah, I
those,
mean,
those hands
I
would
don't
be going nuts, and they see that.
I don't know if that's tower or not.
yeah, I would say you wouldn't be able to lift a section of tower, but if you want to make a strength check and try to like, roll it off the rubble pile, kind of, or roll it, clear.
I also,
a bit.
if this is like in the movies where it's like, no, don't touch that. You don't know if they're gonna attack you for touching anything. Could be
No,
even
right,
risky
right.
even touching any of this shit.
Well, we tried that, or I've already done a little bit of this, and
Oh,
they seem to enjoy it.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get
Um,
excited? You're right. That's right.
So that was
I don't know how a hand shows that.
a 15.
It just goes like this.
There you go.
It thumbs up.
All right, a 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you managed to kind of like budget a little bit, and you see a little more.
Like, can I
of-
just
of the
hold it
floor
like
beneath.
up, like if a little kid were looking for bugs underneath a log? Like, can I just like hold it up with my body so that they can get under there and dig under there?
Sure, yeah. A couple hands kind of like crawl under a bit that you just lifted up a little, and like are able to remove another brick or two while you're doing that. Yeah. So how many of you are helping with the excavation here? Dranyaj and Grukvar. Okay. Valen will chip in.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is going to be a message at the end if I don't say yes. Yeah, yes. Fizwick is hoisting bags and pulling ropes. He's doing everything he can to chip in. You're not going to get me on this one, Nate.
You're just lighting hands on fire willy nilly.
He's helping out as hard as he can. He's tryharding so much. There's a montage of like the 80s. You know, we're all moving around from scene to scene, hammering stuff.
Afterward, it's going to be the best clubhouse ever.
I love it. Dun, dun,
You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna get you down.
I would say that.
Fizwick just high-fived a hand.
Midair with your
Yeah.
legs. Your legs are kicked up.
Yes. Sorry.
No problem.
Freeze.
So yeah, after maybe a couple hours of excavation, one of you catches. Let's see who.
Oh, I should have sat down. We're all sick now. This is awful. I should have.
Grukvar
Mouth disease, but
sees what looks like a frozen boot, a foot, protruding from the rubble.
Oh, really? Okay.
The hands are like seeming to like over to where you are, Grukvar, and start trying to remove it, but the bricks are a little too big in this area, and they're not really doing much.
I wave Dranyaj over.
okay, and I
And
look
Fizwick, I
down
need some muscle on this.
under the thing that I'm holding up. I'm like, get out, get out, get out, get out. And I set it down, kind of shuffle them aside with my foot, and I come over.
Yep. All right. You see a corpse, and you manage to dig it out, and it is a frozen corpse that looks oddly like this ghost, except more shriveled perhaps. And the crawling claws are visibly like just excited, moving around more quickly and rapidly, trying to clear even more of a path, just kind of like scooting, trying to get even kind of a wide area around it, and then they kind of skitter off, and you guys see floating out of the tower this kind of like bluish wisp, and kind of like dissipating into smoke almost, as apparently the spirit has now been laid to rest.
And we all have to roll initiative.
You also, as you're digging, uncover an inscription on the wall of a section of tower that is broken off.
It just looked like the inscription we've already seen on the inside of that one when we
Yeah,
lit
is
it
it
up.
in Draconic?
Yes, it is in Draconic, and it reads, 7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead. I'll paste it in the chat here.
Nikos, look, frozen brains for you. Brainsicles.
You say that again.
Brainsicles.
7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead. And I'll put that in the chat here.
Okay.
Let's give 3 clues, so
The
not
corpse
super helpful.
also is wearing a very fine necklace with several large reddish beads.
Is it frozen like block of ice, or is it just like cold?
Yeah, just cold. Yep.
Shiny things, Fizwick.
Fizwick removes the necklace and flings it around his finger and flicks it over to Grukvar.
All the beads snap off.
Oh, you're turning over a new leaf here, Fizwick. I thought you'd stuff that in your pocket.
Well, I don't think Fizwick's ever stolen from the loot.
Well,
To be fair, he steals from everybody.
He
like,
waits
other
until
people,
you
but
put it in your pocket, and then
He's never like
you've stolen from
I don't
living
think-
people, but never a dead body.
what?
You've stolen from living people, don't you? Don't
Yeah,
you do a little
I'm just saying I
loot
don't.
around
He's
town?
never stolen from the party or like that take like claimed loot or anything like that. He always
That's,
just
that's
waits to
true.
get
I
shit.
realize that. Yeah. Um. I think we should do this body the honor of burning it. Well, we're going to need the ashes at some point. What do you say, Fizwick? Is this kind of your specialty?
I mean, he's just looking at everybody if he wants. We're burning this body, okay?
Well, before you do, so if we were to inspect the body, we would just find that necklace, nothing else of importance on that.
Nothing else of value. Nope.
Okay.
Some nice robes that are not looking so nice anymore.
Okay.
this something
Burn away.
that
Well,
we
maybe
want
somebody should say something nice
to
or
wait for. I mean, probably isn't the first and last dead body we're going to see.
Frozen Wizard, I'm glad you got a chance to see this body as you wished you could, and that you could depart peacefully. So long.
Toodles.
That's all I've got, Fizwick. If you want to get to burning, you can have at it.
Pooh, let's make the meat stink.
It lights
His
up,
rhyming is
and-
getting worse.
and Will is frozen. Oh, there he is.
That was-
He's
that
back.
was awful. It's not freeze. Ooh, no. Well,
Concentrating very hard.
All right. So the body lights up and burns like a body would, albeit maybe a little slower because it's kind of frozen-ish and there's a lot of sizzling.
When there's a section that sort of breaks away from the rest of the body, say a stump of the leg or something, Grukvar separates it with a and sort of scrapes some of the ashes into a little pouch and puts it with the rest of his components.
The trunk is tucked under my armpit because burning dead bodies probably doesn't smell super fantastic.
Probably not. Probably not.
Valen walks up to Nikos and says, "What do you make of it? What kind of wizard was he?"
If I didn't know better, I would say that the people here used to study in a variety of different mage styles. With the amount of hands that were animated, in addition to his persistence after death, necromancy would be my first guess. But how strange that almost as if the entire city itself were built around the ideal that each tower possessed a wizard of such magnitude that was simply coveting this area. In the presence of this lich, there are still many questions that have yet to be answered. But I think we are now one step closer to finding our way into the spire.
Oh, is it?
Indeed.
Well, never mind.
Nikos wasn't helping with the digging, but was instead kind of watching out. Did I see the demi-lich at all?
Yeah, I would say you probably caught a flash at one point during the digging of a flaming skull in the distance, glowing eerily green.
All right, and it definitely looks different to the flaming skull from the earlier on. Yep.
Yeah, definitely more of an eerie green glow. Just even the brief flash that you saw of it just seemed to emanate such power.
All right. If possible, I'd like to maybe do an insight check to see if I can ascertain what it's watching us for, the purpose in which it's making its observations.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll that insight.
All right, that is a insight bonus of a glorious 21.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, you can't get too much of a sense, but you get the feeling that it's just watching. It's just you get the sense that it's trying to get the measure of you all still, and like it's a curiosity.
Hmm.
All right, so it's not at the moment perceiving us as a threat. Maybe is that the kind of a fair statement?
Yeah, as best you can tell, it is mere curiosity at this point, and maybe some wariness.
Okay.
Can I step up next to Nikos and just, I guess, whisper down to him? you know, anything that has that much curiosity for this long makes me feel uneasy.
Well, another reason why I thought that maybe this would be an appropriate place to begin is because, well, if that creature is indeed undead, and of course this here being the Tower of Undeath, I was kind of hoping that maybe once we resolved what was here, that it would too lose interest, but if anything, the interest here is growing.
Hmm.
At least it's keeping its distance for now.
I think we have to be careful. I don't know, but there's something tells me that this creature, whatever it is a lot more dangerous than it has credit for. And, well, if we're not careful, we might lose more than our lives.
Where should we head next?
Yeah, you guys see around you. You do see one more tower over in this direction that looks similar to the towers that you had seen. You also see the library before you. And
The building with like the 4 spikes on either side.
mm-hmm.
Did we talk about that one?
This one right here.
Nope, the one next to it kind of looks like a prison. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. No, you haven't explored that one. That's another building you could check out if you want to. Yeah, pretty much anything you see on the map, you can check out.
Wait, hold on. How long were we? Crap. How long were we helping dig out the tower?
2 hours.
Oh,
All
right.
Yeah, I
I'm
forgot about
18 feet tall.
that. Speaking of that, I also need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy.
8.
19.
14.
Let's see if I
9.
Okay.
Wait, if I'm proficient in it, shouldn't it automatically add my proficiency bonus to it?
It should, yeah. It should be a little higher than your normal.
It's not. So like my con is +8. I rolled a 6, so that gave me 14, but then wouldn't I also add 4 for my proficiency?
Yeah, usually if your con is your
I think I have the same problem with my +1 on all saves. I don't actually see it.
Yeah, it's not.
It's the icon is there, +1 all saves, but I've got
Don't
14.
you guys? Are you guys on D&D Beyond?
Yeah, it does.
Do you have the saving throw box?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's just not making that extra addition.
well,
Unless
yeah,
that's
go ahead
part of
and
the
add
+8. That's probably what it is.
because you have a plus like
Oh, I have a
5
plus-
maybe, and then proficiency
+4
is plus 3.
proficiency bonus.
So here, mine's definitely not working. I have +1 on all saves. I just rolled a 4, and it's showing me 2 + 2, and I have 14 + 2.
Right,
on-
but I'm wondering if that +1 is part of the plus whatever next to your saving throw, like it adds it to that instead of adds it to your roll each time you roll.
That could be.
You know what I mean? So like if I had a proficiency bonus of 0, then my con would actually be +4 instead of +8.
Right. So what you have to look at is your Constitution modifier off to the left, and make sure your Constitution saving throw bonus is higher than your Constitution modifier. If
Oh,
so,
totally different button. This needs to be way more clear.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's in that box. Saving throws.
Oh, I
Yeah.
had no idea. I didn't know I could click off of that. Like they need
Yeah.
to just connect that.
Anything
You
that
can
has
click-
a number in it, you can click on.
Yeah. Well, you can click on any of those. You can
I
click
know
on
I'm the
your
group
saving
dumbass,
throws.
but they need to like, you know, come on.
And also,
Am
you
I
can do
asking
the
too
same
much
thing
here?
when you do an ability check. Will
Yeah.
in the skills section, you can click on any of those either as well. You can click on either of those.
Any box that has a number in it that's got like a red outline,
Yeah.
you can click on.
16 for Velen.
I got a 14.
Okay. So anyone who got a below a 15, you are starting to feel
Like
a little bit of paranoia creeping. Perhaps a little bit of clammy skin. Let's see here.
Fizwick's eyes are darting around, peeking down the alleys, shadows.
Let's see. Just make sure I'm not missing anything here.
You felt okay with those crawling hands around, but once they're gone, you're more anxious than
He's
before.
better in a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Nikos,
Yeah,
do you
okay.
think we should be proactive in engaging with this Demilich, or do you think that's more aggressive than is needed? If he gets the jump on us, that could be the end.
No, I think if we made a move on the Demi-Lich now, then, well, we don't fully understand its power and what it's trying to do here.
All right. Well, what is everyone's vote for the next location to inspect? As for me, I'm still interested in that dome with a mechanism at the center.
I've got one axe out, just like as if I sense some danger as we walk around. How tall are the walls of that spiky building that we were just talking about?
So this one right here, I would say the walls are probably about 50 feet at least.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Alex, you had mentioned wanting to go check out this dome. The one right here, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do others
Yeah,
wanna
but
do
before
that?
we go, I'm gonna say that I think that's the Lich messing with us. He's probably casting stuff on us right now. He's messing with us already. There's no way he's just in there watching us, following us around.
Yeah.
Come on.
Either way, I prefer to be prepared.
And Nate, that sort of feeling people are having, that's sort of creeping up on them, right? So it'd be hard for the party to maybe ascertain at this point that it's not like Nico's situation where it's very clear there's something going on with this paranoia. It's a little bit more
It's
subtle,
gradual.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been gradual. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Ben.
Yeah, I would say
creeping up on
say
us?
it's Ben creeping. Yep.
Like an anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the dome. Dome.
Let's head to the biodome.
All right. So you guys head north to, well, maybe it's north. Who knows? To the dome. Let's see. Oh, there actually is a compass, and it is north. Yes. All right.
And I'd like us to kind of keep our eyes out for that tomb tapper in case that's his house or something.
Okay.
He's gone back there.
Yeah. So, inside this location. Give me a moment. That's Y16.
There's no good biodome quotes at all. There's just Polly Shore saying,
We got chippies.
I don't remember that film at all.
I
What's-
don't really either.
Yeah.
I think everybody just saw it once and then they were like, yep, that's
That's good enough.
I remember being fascinated by the
2 hours. I can't have
The
that.
trailer.
by the biosphere.
Oh.
When I was in school, when I was like in elementary school, we got Scholastic News, and they would always have an update of the biosphere, and I thought that was amazing.
Nice. So, in this dome,
Doesn't look like the biosphere, Nate. That would help me. to vision.
Sorry. The roof of this dome building is wrecked and open to the elements. There's now a big hole facing you all as well that the Tomb Tabber went through. Inside, its crystal roof has a lot of cracks, and through the gaps in the building's shell, and on the other side, you can see a strange landscape of miniaturized natural features. So yeah, like mountains and forests and stuff, but all miniaturized. Deserts, streams.
That's on the floor of the dome?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yep.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna have Federo fly up to the top and kind of perch on top of the dome and watch over us.
Mm-hmm. You do see that machine. Basically, this device has about a 10-foot diameter iron wheel on its side, held above the ground by a metal brace with 8 barrel-sized, egg-shaped open containers to the outer ends of its spokes. I wish they had a picture. The apparatus has a bronze control panel with a lever next to it.
Does anything look like snapped or broken or overgrown or like something's tangling it up or?
No.
Is there any writing on it or inscriptions?
Anyone who would like to can make an Arcana check to examine it. It's magical in nature.
I'm gonna let Velen do that for me.
All right.
Oh, actually rolled a 14.
24.
Okay.
You win.
Yep. The number you needed was a 15. So.
Yeah,
let's see.
16 for Nikos.
Okay, nice. So yeah, Nikos and Velen are kind of putting their heads together over there, and you understand that this machine requires blood to be distributed in its containers, and that after that it will produce something.
Okay. I propose we gather up those Nothics and drain what we can out of them and see if that's sufficient to make this machine operate.
A machine that requires blood to work. Is this something we want to do without more knowledge? Perhaps it's part of the riddle, but perhaps it's far too dangerous to do anything with at this point.
80s montage of draining blood.
What does that look like, Will? Describe that.
Oh, he'd be a big giant dude right now and be holding something up as we like hold the legs. Maybe Nikos is holding the other legs and one of us is slaying them open. It's pretty bad. It's gonna give somebody nightmares at some point. We can roll a D4 and see which one.
It's
of
not
us
a good
is
80s movie if
traumatized.
it doesn't give somebody nightmares. I mean,
It's really upbeat though, and there's a good feel-good vibe.
I think, if I remember correctly from last week, we fought like 6 Nothics in there, right? I don't know how much blood we could get out of those guys, but
But it's drained Don John.
I have a question.
yeah.
excuse me.
I'm a transmutation metamagic sorcerer. Could I potentially transmute one of my elemental spells into blood?
Sure.
Seems like-
I also, I think we could go with that. Yeah, I like that.
Sounds about
Don't you
right to
also
me.
have some kind of like magical vat, or what's the thing?
Oh, the alchemy
Yeah,
jug.
I don't
Yeah,
suppose
the
that can
alchemy
make
jug.
blood though.
What does
I
it?
don't
What does
see.
that make? There's a bunch of different
So-
stuff that Nikos. can
Okay,
make
so
in
my
that
alchemy
thing.
jug can make acid, poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, fresh water, salt water, and wine.
Okay.
Mix that all together and see if it.
Does this make blood? No. Yes. No. It doesn't do that one. But what I want to basically do is, I'll basically mention that I could potentially create a sphere of floating blood that basically just drips, just constant blood like a waterfall.
It's rude.
Grotesque, but it would really serve our purposes today. I say go for it,
We're
Nikos.
just doing this out of curiosity. This has nothing to do with our mission.
I don't know. You
How,
guys
how
sure
do
you
we
don't
know?
wanna...
How do we
There's-
know that?
Well, maybe we should look for more parts of the poem and it will lead us back here. But until then, I mean, does TPK mean anything to anybody around here?
There's a lot of things in this city that could do away with us.
There's
But I say, I think it's worth the risk.
there's probably a reason they put a giant mouth tummy monster in here with it.
Common sense would have told me to steer clear of a bunch of disembodied hands, but we gave them some assistance and it worked out. So I say, let's give this blood contraption a try.
There are so many
Blood.
holes in your logic, but whatever.
I vote blood. Blood, blood, blood.
How?
All right.
So those containers are the size of barrels.
Yeah, they're like they're barrels. Let's see
A
here.
lot of blood.
No, I'm sorry. 8. Yeah, barrel-sized egg-shaped open containers. Yep.
Does this building connect to anything or lead anywhere? Like, or it's just
You do see, if you look around a little bit, you see like a big hole in the ground that it looks like the tomb tapper probably crawled out of.
Can I, with my spirit vision, have Federo fly over there and give a gander around the hole?
Yeah, you know, it seems to be a hole in the ground. Like, it doesn't seem to be, it looks very rough, like someone just kind of punched out of there.
No smells.
And no smells in particular, nothing unusual about it, just some rubble kind of strewn about that spot.
Can I wander around and just like look around for anything that might be a clue as to what this machine does or is for, being that there's a mini world around here? Maybe it just plays It's a Small World. I don't know, but
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
they were still working on Pirates of the Caribbean when this place fell apart. Perception?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be a natural 20 for a 24. Or if you prefer a 22, but the natural 20 was my first one.
Okay. Well, even with that, you can't tell much, but you do notice some little critter footprints, like maybe a squirrel, or something like that. Is the most you find, kind of in some mud or maybe a bit of snow on the
Squirrel
mountains.
to me or a squirrel to a normal person? Guys, there's a
Shoot.
panther footprint over here.
Yeah, no, to a very small creature.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
some kind of rodent maybe.
Can I see where it would have scampered off to?
Yeah, I mean it maybe ends at like one of the rivers, so you can't make it out there.
Poor bugger. Jumped in a river.
All right, Nikos, did you want to go ahead with your blood creation?
Are you on mute?
Oh, yep.
You might be muted, yeah.
Sorry. Yes, he does. He reaches down and, as he does, begins to roil his hands with magic, which begins to create this tiny orb of blood. He holds it over the receptacles as it sort of, again, just hovers in the air with little droplets sort of like hanging in the air around it. Now, if you touch that orb, it'll deal a ton of damage. And as the blood kind of pours out, it's like gushing like a river, basically. And I can hold this spell for... I can hold this spell for... 1 round, instantaneous damage over time. So that is... until we put it out.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Or I stop
Yeah.
concentrating.
Yeah, so you managed to get these like vats quite full of blood, we'll say. And
Oh, up to a minute, sorry.
okay. Yeah, that's long enough to get these vats quite full of blood. And what would you guys like to do now? You see that there is a lever.
Are there caps or something you have to close to shut the chambers? They're just open?
No, there don't seem to be any of those. No.
Okay. Well,
Oh my!
Dronyage, I'm ready to pull this lever. So I suppose it's sort of a speak now or forever hold your peace sort of situation. What do you say?
I've already spoken. So
Aye. I'll give it.
I'm gonna
Oh.
crouch. I'm gonna crouch down and kind of like cover my eyes a little bit with my ears.
Like Dumbo.
Yeah, and just kind of like wait for the big bang.
All right.
I'll give it a bit of a wee pull here then. And
All right.
pull that lever.
All right, Grukvar, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Oh boy.
I knew it. I was like, man,
Are you
what if
glad
it's
I
something
didn't
that happens to
say
him?
dexterity
maybe.
saving throw?
You all take 100 times what Grukvar.
4.
All right, a 4. All right. Out of... let's see, how does this work? The wheel begins to spin. The blood starts to drain from the containers. And after about 1 minute, the wheel stops whirring, and out of one of the containers crawls, or leaps rather, a cat with antennae sticking out of its head.
Where does it leap?
And
Like a normal sized cat?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
and it sidles up to you. I'll let you decide what it looks like, but yeah, and it sidles up to you and kind of rubs up against you, and it has antennae. These antennae grant it blind sight and tremor sense out to a range of 60 feet, for the record, mechanically speaking.
I think it looks like Michael's cat, except where the antennas pop out of its head, the fur around those locations is like a light kind of pinkish purple.
Like a popple? Like a popple?
Kind of like a
Oh,
popple, and
yeah.
the antennas are, are they a certain color, or am I deciding that?
You can decide.
They're green.
They're green. They are.
Try to fold it up. See if it turns into a ball.
I want to crouch down and just extend my hand and see if the cat comes to me.
Yeah.
Or is it already friendly to me?
It seems friendly. Yeah, it seems friendly to you specifically.
Small
Grukvar.
cat. This isn't like a panther or
No.
anything.
Well,
No.
it's as big as Michael's cat is.
Okay.
I think Michael's cat, if I remember correctly, is an average-sized cat. Is that right?
Yeah. Just average sized.
Okay.
Yep.
I relax. My ears come down and I kind of stand up because I'm curious.
I pet it, and I pick it up, and see if it'll let me hold it like a baby, like a human baby.
Yeah, I mean, it lets you hold it. Doesn't seem particularly like snuggly or anything like that, but it's, you're able to pick it up.
I say, well, are you a magic cat? Can you speak to me? Do you use words?
No, it doesn't seem to speak to you at all.
Okay.
Federo I'm gonna have Federo kind of fly down and see if it can
Eat it?
communicate with the cat in any way.
If it can interact with the cat?
Yeah, and he kind of lands on Grukvar's shoulder and kind of like does a little, wing ruffle and kind of looks at it with its hawk head.
Well, I say, well, that's a lot of blood to make one cat. I think the more traditional way to make a cat's probably a lot easier.
You?
And I set it on top of my my backpack.
All
Can it
right.
sit up there comfortably?
Yeah, it sits up there comfortably.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys would like to do here? Where would you like to head next?
Oh, I want to name the cat Blood.
Blood. I think that's appropriate.
Very appropriate name.
Yep.
What's the closest structure to where we are currently?
Well, there's another dome-shaped building right by you here. There is also the observatory, where you guys had spotted a slod at the top floor here. Majin gathered around the front door, guarding it. And then you guys noticed probably the closest tower to you is off in this direction.
And that slot tower is the one where we got the clue about the third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue, shed a secret about yourself for all to hear.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. I think we might be good to go to the next tower.
Okay.
But what do
I
you
agree
guys
with
think?
that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right. Now this one's a little bit hidden behind the arch here, but you can make it out around there pretty easily. You see it glowing red, this kind of axe-like structure here. And you also notice a black obelisk to the north of it. Relatively plain looking over to the north. So, let me read the description here. The top of this tower is shaped like an axe blade. Red light shines out from under a slender high window overhead. And I think that is where we will take a short break and be back and see what this tower holds for us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and hanging out with us. Patrick, Jake, McBluff, many others. Good to see you all. Russell, thanks for hanging with us, and we'll be back here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Short break, and we'll see what's in the tower. I can't find the button, guys. Awkward. Can't find the button.
They're gonna see me run away to the bathroom.
Oh no. We're back. We're back. We're back. Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us through the break there. Yeah, great to see you all still chilling with us. We're going to be playing some D&D as the players are now approaching a new tower with an axe-like top glowing red. And before we do so, I just want to give a quick plug to our sponsor once again, Hero Forge. HeroForge.com. They're an amazing supporter of the channel, and you should check them out. Link down in the video description. Go make some awesome characters. Whatever you envision, it can be created. Okay, almost. And also, check out Michael's channels, Twitch, YouTube, Dead Aussie Gamer. Links down in the video description. He does lots of awesome streams. He's a great GM. So, go check him out. And check out Will's Darksea Workshop for amazing handmade dice from an American craftsman who's whittling away in the Darksea Workshop. Link to his Etsy store down in the video description. So yeah, and a little discount down there too. So check it out. All right. So I'll read the description once again of this building since we left the break. The top of this tower is shaped like an axe. Red light shines out from a slender window high overhead. What would you guys like to do? You also
Assuming that it has a door like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. It does indeed.
Is there anything guarding it?
There does not seem to be anything guarding it, no.
Are there any windows approximately 17 and a half feet off the ground?
If only. No, there are no windows. That
Can I
low.
even go up this tower?
How tall are you now?
18 feet
Okay.
and then some?
You do know we have a bird, right?
I'm gonna
Right,
say
but I'm just like, if
No,
we
I'm
have to
just
go up
saying,
there
like-
and fight.
Ryan's
Just
trying
so
to
you
see if
know.
he has to sit out the rest of the game if there's any
Yeah.
doors he's not going to go through
guys.
anymore.
so. I would imagine that Dranyage would have to squeeze, but he could make it. Yep, like kind of like back against the wall, like you know.
Right.
But he could make it. Inside is a
Run out
spiral
there for an
staircase.
hour or I won't come back down.
Yeah. Inside is a spiral staircase that seems to ascend to the top. As Federo flies up, he sees red orbs of light. And Fizwick, you see this through his eyes. Red orbs of light dance like fireflies around this 30-foot diameter octagonal chamber. A large unlit brazier stands in the center of the room, and 8 10-foot square alcoves line the walls, each filled with ice. The arched ceiling is covered with icicles.
Well, those red lights. Are they moving in a pattern that would suggest intelligence?
No. Yeah, are you guys going to go up there now? I would say Fizwick would probably be able to relay the information that no, it looks an awful lot like a dancing light spell. Fizwick knows some magic things.
I'd at least like to go up the stairs and kind of peek in that room to get a better sense
Okay.
of.
Yep. So are you guys all going to be heading up?
I will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Right with you.
Sounds good. Valin's there too. She's loving it. Yeah, so you guys see the ceiling covered in ice as you step into the room. Nothing seems to happen. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. What would you guys like to do?
The brazier that's in the center of the room. Does it look like I might have any sort of inscription on it or any sort of patterning or is it pretty plain?
It's pretty plain. Yeah, there's really nothing particularly ornate
And where are these lights?
about it. So there's the empty brazier, and then the lights are just kind of floating in the air, kind of dancing around, darting around here and there.
Okay.
Yep.
I need someone with a
Brazier.
little more arcana knowledge to kind of fill me in on how the dancing lights spell works? Is it sort of when you're basically attaching fey lights to some sort of invisible object?
It's like an
or-
illusion, just something you would pop up to distract something, get it to come over.
Yeah, it's
Fizwick's
kinda
gonna look at the dancing
we're
lights and he's actually gonna try to make them brighter.
Yeah, go ahead and make an
With control
intelligence
flames.
check. Oh, okay.
It's well,
Yeah.
oh, it has to be a flame. Those aren't flames. Those are lights.
Yeah, they're lights.
Sorry.
Yeah, you could try to like make an Arcana check if you want to.
Oh wait,
Um,
no, that's pyrotechnics. Never mind. No. Okay. Nope, that ain't gonna happen. Fine.
Okay.
Thanks for trying.
All right.
Yeah, you guys don't see any.
Nikos will go into the room and look around.
So yeah, you see these alcoves seem to be like these square alcoves seem to have like blocks of ice in each of them. And you see a lot of icicles on the ceiling. You do not see any inscriptions of any kind.
Those alcoves, are they filled with ice, or is there like a block of ice sitting in each empty alcove?
They're like filled with ice. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna examine the ice.
Okay. Yeah, one of them, as you approach more closely, has a humanoid skeleton inside of it, suspended inside of it. Seems to be, yeah, just a humanoid skeleton. Yep.
All right.
Other than that, there's
I'm gonna
nothing in the other ones.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to use snow shape to shape the ice and create like kind of a burrowed tunnel to the humanoid skeleton.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Uh, 17.
It doesn't seem to work the way it should with ice. It kind
As
of
in
there's
no
there's
effect?
there's a little bit of like kind of a wavering, like it presses in a little bit and then seems to like come back out.
I take one of my
Ice does.
Can I take one of my axes out and like kind of with the metal part of my axe just gently sort of tink 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 on the front and see if like anything chips off or there's a reaction from inside or anything?
Yeah, likewise, it's not behaving in a very ice-like manner. It doesn't actually seem to be like nothing would like with ice. Chunks would be chipping off quite easily.
Does it make a sound like
doesn't.
like ice?
It's quite hard, and I would say it's a mostly ice-like sound. It's something that's frozen.
And it's cold.
Yeah, very cold to the touch. As cold as ice.
Can I
It's as cold as ice. All right.
can I hit it harder?
No, I'm gonna stop you. Could you describe the ice, the block of ice again for us? Like it's in the alcove. Is it as if someone had filled the area with water and like froze it, or is it like someone had slammed the cube against this guy who's like crushed against the wall at the back? Or does it look like the guy is in the center of this cube and frozen in a block?
Yeah, it looks more like he's in the center of the cube, and it is the block goes all the way to the edge. Like there's no, like you couldn't like stick your hand in there to like. It's flush to the edge.
Okay, what is the knowledge roll associated for me to know about oozes?
Yeah, I would say you could probably just make a if only they had the old dungeoneering skill. What does that
Yeah.
fall under for,
I
flying.
I remember one time reading that,
like history.
like like for a fiend, right? That is if you're trying to get information on a fiend, that would be religion, right?
Yeah.
If you're trying to get information about like a dwarf or an elf, maybe that's history. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think like an animal would be nature
Mm-hmm.
or a monster. So you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's some
For
breakdown
a
here.
monster,
Maybe Arcana.
Yeah, we can go with that. Sure.
Oh, nice. So that is an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you get the sense that this is some kind of creature here that it is not actually ice.
Okay, so more specifically, looking at its particular shape and the manner in which it's currently there, I am. How likely is it that this is a frozen gelatinous cube?
It is exactly 10 feet in dimension and seems to fit the description.
I see. And how many of these ice cubes are exactly 10 foot in diameter?
8.
I see. I tell Dronyaj, don't hit this. There's something in my mind. It's saying it's a creature that's just hunger embodied in an isometric shape. It's acidic
ISO
and
what now?
burns.
I said ISO what now?
It's a square.
Oh, I know that one.
Yes, this man, he was devoured by the creature, and something here froze it. There are two threats to be aware of, at least. The first is if we thaw these creature, there's no guarantee it might be dead. And if we aren't careful, we might fall victim to whatever it is that froze these creatures in the first place.
So the perimeter of the room has the cubes in it, right?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah, they're
the
kind of
alcoves.
around
every
the room in the alcove.
but it's like it's empty in the middle.
There's a brazier in
Yeah,
the middle that's
there's-
empty, and
Yeah.
there's dancing lights floating around it.
Floating in the
Oh.
air.
Yeah, I bet if we put something burning in that brazier, that might fire these guys up.
It seems likely, but like the others, we had to face some sort of danger or challenge before we were rewarded with the clue.
Well, perhaps this is a test of our smarts. Dronyaj, give me a hand. Fizwick, you as well. What I want to do is I want to try and rotate using a fulcrum the gelatinous cube onto a different side, because I imagine that as the jelly cube has slid over something, that it's sunk to the bottom of the cube. So if we twist it to its side, that means now the face that is now closest to us will have the actual guy just there.
And if it does happen to wake up, it'll wake up on its face.
They don't really have faces. But, yeah. Could we potentially do this?
Okay, so I'm a little confused. It
you
is.
wanna-
Okay.
It's not going to be possible to like turn it in there because it's frozen solid. You know what I mean?
So it's attached to the walls and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is
Is it like
flush
one of those-
against the wall.
But you know what? I can give you an example. Hold on 2 seconds.
Yeah. We're
He's
gonna
going
have
go
to
get some
like
ice
attach
cubes.
a handle to it and pull it out from its alcove.
Is there the entryway we got into this room? Is there a door on that entryway, or is it just like an open?
It is an open
alcove?
archway. Yeah.
Okay. Whoa.
Nice.
Ta-da.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Is very
I
cool.
want that.
All right.
Does it open
So,
up?
so as you can see, Jerry, who's my my test dummy here, has been devoured by the jelly cube. Now, if we imagine this is a solid block of ice, the idea here is that we grab hold of it and we pull it out of the alcove into the center area, sliding it, where we can. I mean, it might melt a little bit of the top and the sides due to like friction, but ideally try to pull it out.
Can I?
Then what we do
Oh, sorry. Go
is
ahead.
we rotate it that way so that Jerry's butt and legs and whatever are closest to this side, because that's where, he sank to the bottom of the cube, and then that way it's easier to access to pull him out without necessarily having to melt the whole thing.
Okay.
Can
That makes sense?
hearing his plan, can I chip?
Nikos also has a diorama. He makes one. Like he's just.
Oh, well, that was,
He pulls it out of his
that was,
robe.
that was very quick, Nico. That's impressive.
Very
No.
detailed. I even had time to like put a tiny beholder.
Whoa,
in
your
there as well.
camera is doing
I
some
just poured
crazy
this
stuff
resin,
up
guys.
there.
Well, that's
it is.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Things are getting very.
It's
because
green.
of the is the beholder greenish?
looks like-
Well, on the outside, yes. On the
It looks
inside,
like Yoda.
it's-
It
For
looks
that
like
reason,
Yoda.
your camera is like
Yeah, the green
masking it
screen.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So can I try to, with my axes, can I chip large chunks of the wall away from the sides of one of these things? Like at hand, well, at a reasonable height, and then when I get deep enough, can I I don't know if it'll work, but can I take the points of my axe and like use it like one of those those tongs, the ice pick tongs for moving blocks of ice?
Yep.
Like, can I chip it in there and then try to pull it out from the alcove?
Yeah, I would say probably chipping away at stone with your axe is gonna like ruin your axe blades.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait a second. It's okay. It's stone or it's brick.
I would say stone bricks. Yep. I don't know. Let's look at this thing here.
It's brick stones.
Yeah, it's let's see.
It is the chitin of an evil, monstrous creature. It's a single piece.
Yeah. Yep, I would say it's like, blocks, stone blocks.
Stone blocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can cast Stone Shape. You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller, and a section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension, and form it into any shape that suits your purpose. So, one thing, you could also shape a stone door or its frame and seal the door shut. You can make a small passage through a wall as long as it's less than 5 feet thick. So theoretically, I could take the edges off of this stone structure so that Nikos and Dranyaj and Fizwick can manipulate the block out.
Yeah.
That sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm.
Is that necessary, or do you guys think that you can just pull the block out?
Well,
like an ice
let's
cube out
try
of a
pulling
tray?
first. Yeah, let's try pulling first, and then if we
is it
fail,
flush with the wall though? Like, is there any room to get a grip on it?
You'd have to
Well-
like stick something into it, basically.
we've got climbing kits and picks and stuff like that. We can plunge some anchors in.
Sure.
I feel like some hints are being laid down that I need to jab my spear in there.
Yeah. So do you guys want to do some climbing gear and jam some picks in there?
I suppose so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you managed to do so. It's a hard process. It takes probably Dranyaj really wailing on these things to actually, to actually get it in there.
So can we pull?
Yeah,
Heave-ho?
absolutely. Do you guys want to teamwork this thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's do a group strength check.
13. Fizwick was feeling quite feisty.
Like, is that athletics or?
Sure. If you can add
Well, it
athletics
doesn't
if you're.
really matter, I guess. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
15.
All right.
9.
And Nikos, what'd you get?
13.
And Alex,
What
you
about
can roll for Valin.
13.
Okay. It's not moving.
Okay. So we'll try to stone shape the alcove just to retract in a little bit, just so that it's not all attached.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, I like it. Go ahead and make strength checks with advantage this time. And yeah, Alex, you can go ahead and mark that you've used a stone shape.
Okay. And also, I want to specify that when I use it, I I alter the stone around the alcove into like chips and dust. So the particles are small enough that we could kind of sweep them away and move them away and actually get some clearance there.
All right.
16.
17.
You're worse.
22.
He looks up.
22 for
All right.
Grutfar, and Belin is 2.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. Ryan, did you roll it
Sorry.
with advantage this time? Strength.
What are we? Strength with advantage.
Dronyaj hasn't been helping us.
Sitting on the other side of the room. 21.
All right. It begins to slide, scraping, and boom! It pulls out and lands with a thud on the ground below the alcove.
Oh, it's raised up.
Yeah.
Nice. Do we manage to?
Yeah, just like I would say 2 feet.
Did we manage to tip it onto its side?
I would say that you could probably do that now that you have a grip on it.
And I'll get behind it and push it from the top. Since
Yep. Especially with Dronyaj's help. Yep.
That's-
So you
that's
guys managed to
where
get
I,
on any.
I mean, you're
Nice.
so
Any
tall now,
side you'd
John.
like.
You can look over the top of this thing, right? I mean, you're like 18 feet tall.
Yeah. Working on 19.
Wow.
It's hard work, but you know.
I feel like one day we're just gonna have him stuck in a room.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of in here.
might be
Let's not
this
spend
room.
too much time. I barely got up here,
So,
guys.
so yeah, we're gonna rotate the cube around so that we're facing the quote unquote what was the bottom.
Yep.
And we should see, hopefully see, the guy's butt and legs
Yep.
frozen but like sticking out basically.
Yeah, you get to like there's basically like a foot kind of, that's pressed up against the bottom, and probably like the butt too, just barely sticking out.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like peel away the bits of the frozen goo and then just try to exhume the corpse from this angle.
Yeah, I would say, you guys working together, maybe a dagger getting in there and trying to whittle away, could get this thing out, this skeleton out eventually. It would probably take you guys about 20 minutes, I would say.
Sweet. Anything of note in the now empty alcove?
No. Nothing.
That was fun. I look at my watch that doesn't exist. Kind of.
Does
Measure.
this figure that we pulled out of the cube just a skeleton at this point? I'm now thinking of Michael's demonstration. Is he just a skeleton, or are there clothes or items of any kind? Or
It's Jerry.
Yeah, just a humanoid skeleton. That's it. No clothing. Yeah. All that's left are the bones. Yeah, you guys see 7 other cubes in 7 other alcoves, and a whole lot of ice clinging to the ceiling of this space too.
can any of us create a flame remotely?
Fizwick can.
Fizwick has bonfire, right?
And I can control it. So if I needed it to move, I can.
Because I'm curious now if we can start a fire
To
in
an
that
extent.
brazier, but with none of us in the room, so we can depart
I'm also
if we need to.
wondering why the hint was dropped that there was lots of ice clinging to the ceiling.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Like, I wonder if we try to melt the ice on the ceiling without lighting the brazier?
Okay, well, if we get a big fire going in the brazier, it would, I guess, thaw out those cubes and ice on the ceiling, and maybe there's an inscription up there like there was in an earlier tower.
Yeah,
Right.
but maybe we try to just thaw the ice on the ceiling. Not with the brazier, but with controlled flame or I'm probably tall enough to just work at it for a minute.
It only
Oh.
goes 5 feet, so I don't think
How tall is
I
the
could
ceiling?
reach it.
Well, you can certainly get up on my head, Fizwick.
Or you could definitely hold something too. Maybe you could hold like
Yeah.
an urn or some
How
kind of
tall
box.
is the ceiling, Nate?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say it's 20 feet.
Okay, so definitely reachable by me.
Yeah.
Let's get you a big pot and fill it full of like something to burn.
Well, can I just like reach up and kind of absentmindedly chip away some of the ice?
You
up
finally
there?
gave Fizwick that excuse to climb up on your back.
Actually, you could, Dranyaj.
Not a fun reason. He doesn't want to do
Okay,
it.
I would like to do that.
All right. Yeah, you're taking your axe and just kind of chipping away at the
Yeah.
ice.
Yep, like
All
an
right.
ice dam on my roof.
After about 5 minutes of chipping away at the ice, you see an inscription in Draconic. Everyone can now see this. And it reads, and I'll put this in the chat. 5th, quench the flame in thy palm with ice. I'll put that in the chat here. Oops, I got the wrong one. There we go. 5th, quench the flame in thy palm with ice.
You're missing 4th and 8th.
Well, we've got what we came for. Perhaps we head to a new tower. If Dranyaj can still leave with us.
Yeah, he can still make it out. It's a
I guess
squeeze.
He probably always could crawl too on all fours, I guess,
I'll
if
just
it came down
flex
to it.
and blow open the top of the tower and jump out. So did we miss a tower?
I think we're just not going in order.
Right, but we were before when we were going clockwise around.
Actually, the last one we saw, the collapsed tower, was 7th.
Right.
So
Okay.
From your current position, you can see one. Okay, so you see an obelisk. Obelisk? How do you say that word anyway?
I think that's
Obelisk.
right,
Obelisk.
Obelisk.
To the north. It doesn't
far
appear to
away?
have any. How far away is that?
Well, like, what's the sense of scale here? Because
Yeah.
it seems
So there is a scale at the bottom of the map. You can see what 100 feet is. So I would
Okay.
say roughly 100 feet from your tower to that obelisk.
okay.
And then you see another tower to the south, to the east, and more directly south, you see one or two there too. So yeah, there are several other towers around.
Might as well go see what's on the obelisk if there's anything written there, or
Okay. Guess
I
we're gonna
mean,
investigate
if
that.
everybody agrees. It seems
Sure.
close enough.
All right, sounds good. So you guys make it down.
So the ones I just marked in red, are those the towers still remaining?
Let's see. I believe so. I'm not sure about this one right here. I mean that's also
Oh no, above that one.
a
not
tower.
the three.
Yeah.
Not the three things. The one.
Yeah, and what I'm saying
the
is I'm not sure if this is also one
Oh.
one of these towers or not. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
yeah. Okay. And then yeah, there's the fallen tower over here too that you guys excavated. So yeah. All right. The obelisk. A 60-foot tall obelisk of black stone, its surface covered with with arcane runes, projects from the ground. A thin crack has formed on one side, stretching from the obelisk's base to its middle.
Anybody recognize these symbols?
Arcana.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or maybe the professor?
Well,
Nope, natural one.
okay.
Oof.
Yep. Anyone else want to try?
I'll let Villain do it.
Okay. Yeah.
14.
Okay. Villain steps up and says, these seem to be runes describing all 8 schools of magic. It looks like there is something here about chronomancy as well. Like manipulating time? I'm not quite sure.
Crack. How wide is the crack? Like as wide as is it that black?
I would say pretty thin, like maybe a non-Dranyage could fit their hand in parts of it, but
Can we
pretty
see
thin.
inside of it?
No, I mean, it seems to not go super deep, like it maybe goes in a foot or something like that.
Does it runs the length of the tower or the height?
About halfway up.
Okay.
Yep.
Does it stop or start at any any places of note, like it ripped through some runes or something like that?
It does go through some runes, but not in a way that Valen can make sense of, you know. Yeah.
I'd like to walk around it, take a look at the backside of it. Anything?
Nothing new or remarkable.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps we put a pin in this one and just make a note of it for the time being and head to another tower.
Is the paranoia growing?
No, it doesn't seem to be really growing, but it's still there.
Just nervousness?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe there's a bit of a almost a sense of maybe distrust of others around you as a part of this, like not just paranoia of your surroundings, but also maybe a little bit of those you came with. Just a hint. I think only one of you passed that check. Who was it?
What was the
It
what
was
was
a,
the
it was a 15
was-
was the DC.
I think it was Fizwick and I were the ones that failed.
Grukfar
Okay.
and Velen passed? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So yeah, where would you guys like to head next?
Do we? So that part of the town is just that's like covered in ice and
Yeah,
ruin?
and everything seems like much darker over here. There's a lot. It's a lot darker. You guys noticed on the other side, like once you kind of got over there, you definitely noticed like, hey, this place is a little more hopping than we thought originally. Over here, no, it's much more still. It's much darker.
Do we see any, like, is there evidence of death or is it abandoned?
I would say it feels pretty empty. Yeah, I mean, so did the other half felt quite still at times too. But you knew that beneath the surface there was some life skittering about. Over here, it's just darker.
If I just walk up to one of these houses and peek inside, do I see any figures inside? Any sort of movement in there?
Just
Let
lost
me-
all of y'all for a minute.
Oh, we're back. We were always here. All right. So, Alex, let's see what you would see if you poked your head in one of these doors here. Nothing.
Huh.
Empty.
Okay. Furniture, clothing, beds.
Some ruined
Textiles.
furniture,
Okay.
rubble.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I say we go to the tower. Doesn't seem like there's much to occupy our time over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I want to try something. Oh, I know. Damn it, Nikos is. I'm gonna make a wisdom save to see if I remember I have this. 16. Yeah, okay. All right, so I still, or at least Nico still, has the Shardlin gauntlet from Sunblighter.
Yeah. Zardarok.
Zadarok.
Yeah.
Nikos wants to know if there's like kind of a pull maybe between the glove and the obelisk.
You take out the gauntlet, and no, you don't feel anything particularly changing in any way.
All right,
Either the
I'm going to
obelisk or yourself
try-
or the gauntlet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try putting it on, and I'm gonna try touching the obelisk.
Nothing happens.
I put it away.
Didn't even think
Let's
about that. But what is my spear made out of?
I'm not sure actually. I think it's pretty standard.
Okay.
Giant spear. It's just it's magical, obviously. Professor Scant says, this is very curious. I don't know much about these obelisks, but I've heard of them existing in other parts of the realms. But they're a mystery to all that I have spoken with and all that I know. Perhaps there are further clues elsewhere in the city.
Asked one of a spell from one of the schools on the obelisk.
Can I do a history check to see if that description jogs a memory of having heard anybody speak of these things in the past?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
24.
Whoa.
Yeah, you've heard of maybe it was a traveler's tale or something like that of that you heard at some point of someone talking about strange like obsidian obelisks. Yep.
Would they have? Is there any speculation? Or I guess what I'm wondering is it a Ythrin thing, or is it something where it's more broad than that? But I don't really have that information available to me.
No.
Like where they thought they saw it, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
all I know is like there could be other ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I share that with the group.
Yeah, you don't really get much more than Professor Scant told you for the most part. Yep.
These aren't religious in nature, are they? The obelisks, almost like
You don't. Velin seems to say no. It simply seems magical, arcane symbols.
Okay.
This is related to the schools of magic, nothing more.
The obelisk itself, is it magic?
I sense no magic here, but there might be some way to activate it. I don't know. I think we should move elsewhere before we are noticed out in the open here.
I agree.
Okay. On to the next tower.
Okay. So you guys, which one do you want to go to? The one closest to you to the south a little bit?
Misty
The
one,
misty
I guess,
one?
is the closest.
Okay.
Right?
All right. An obsidian tower. Oh, we should probably move our little icon here too. You guys are way over here. Okay, there we go. An obsidian tower shrouded in gossamer mist soars before you. Eyes carved into the stonework appear to fixate on you as you approach the entrance. The spire's highest window emits a purple light.
Say it again. That's very disconcerting.
Purple light from the highest window.
No, the eyes.
Eyes carved into the stonework. Yeah,
Oh, the eyes.
they're doing this whole like no matter where I go, they're following me, sort of thing.
Is it like the Mona Lisa,
Scooby-Doo?
or are they actually moving?
I mean, they look like they're actually moving. It doesn't just look like the Mona Lisa.
I'm gonna have Federo fly up and look at that purple light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. There are... Federo can see through the windows that there are, like, purple flames in wall sconces inside the room. Yeah.
Fizwick is telling you there's scones in there.
What makes
There's
fire
enough scones
purple?
for all of us.
Purple scone, purple scones.
This fog that surrounds the tower seems noteworthy. Do you think that's
Like an illusion?
safe to,
perhaps?
do you think that's safe to even pass through?
Nikos is going to attempt to walk into it.
Okay.
As he does so, Nikos is going to cast Calm Emotions on himself.
All right. Yeah. Are others going to follow Nikos, or?
Fizwick will.
After seeing these two guys go, I will follow as well.
Okay.
I will. Can I follow?
Yeah, I would say that you could duck down low enough. Let's see. If you're 18 feet tall, getting down on your hands and knees,
Probably
I think you
real-
could probably get to.
I mean, I'm
6
probably
feet?
pretty close to 19 feet tall right now. But
Man, if you're that big, I've seen too much Bigfoot stuff. You couldn't get through any door. You would literally have to just be breaking through
all
walls.
the doors in Ythrin
No.
now have
I mean,
the
I
shape
think-
of my body in their frame.
Yeah, there's no way.
Well, Fizwick, I'm sorry, Will, how wide do you think that would mean he is if he's?
Oh, wide, man. No, multiple doorways. Like, if he's 16 feet tall,
18
feet
feet
tall?
tall.
18.
18.
tall?
18.
oh, oh boy.
Well, you figure that I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's here?
6'4".
Like,
But
So
you're also not an elephant.
I'm also not an elephant, though. You're right.
He's gotta be,
I'm
what,
not as wide.
8.5 to 10 feet wide.
So
Probably.
let's see. No, he can't be 10 feet wide.
Okay.
I bet
no
it's
way.
close.
No.
With his
Say,
gear,
say an elephant, a normal size.
with his
Luxodon,
gear on, he's also wearing armor and stuff.
Well, he's got to get nude then and borrow that oil that Nikos
Four
had that he could lubricate his body and he could slide through.
I make a squeaky noise whenever I walk through the door.
I'm gonna say
if
that
I'm
So-
you
so-
can get through the door.
apparently- So apparently, a standard door, a regular door, not including the frame, right, is 7 foot tall, with a 4.5 inch, 4.5 foot wide girth to it.
Yeah.
If you
so
were
it's-
18, if you
so
were
assume
18,
when-
you'd
when
be
I was-
double the height. Presuming when you kneel, you're at a third.
My
You would
door
still
is
be
not
taller
that
than the
girthy.
door.
yeah.
Yeah, crawling
So
on all
if I
fours.
was-
Yeah,
when I
crawling on
was
all
6
fours, you'd
feet
be
tall,
taller.
When I was 6 feet tall, if my like arm span or my shoulder span was like 3 feet, that's 3 times that size now.
Yeah, you're
Like-
already walking in through a door. Yeah, you're already
have a
walking in through doors
9-foot
sideways
shoulder
before you
span.
enlarged.
Yeah.
28 inches wide is my door. So, like, I don't know what doors in Australia are fucking huge.
Well,
but-
look at this door.
Oh, okay. That is not.
If
a
you
typical
think it's
door.
9 feet,
Yeah, we're
9
not.
feet
Yeah,
wide,
not looking
I
at
can make
residential.
it.
Just like this is like a door, as it were, or an entryway.
a school door, maybe.
I think if you got down, when I was a
I'll,
kid, I
I'll
went
Alice
to.
in Wonderland it through the door.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna say Dranyash can get through the door, but I don't think he's gonna get up through the stairs without like an acrobatics check.
Okay.
This was the most interesting conversation, though.
It's
It's been the most entertainment I've had all
It's
night.
also like a testament to say that he's never actually once like even considered putting the spear down.
I don't want to. I want to be big and strong.
Yep. The permanent guardian of Ythrin, because you'll never leave.
Actually, I read the thing. As soon as I decide to drop the spear, I shrink back to normal size.
But you don't know that.
Is that really?
Oh. But Ryan knows that.
What do you mean you read that thing? You have the book?
I actually don't know if that's
I think
true. is it?
I looked it up.
Oh no, he's gonna be huge forever. That's awesome.
I don't
Ah.
think that's true.
I'm gonna have to look that
Go
up
to the
later
source.
because
Go to
I
the
don't think
source.
that's right,
Oh.
but I could be wrong. Okay, so as you guys walk in, you notice that the mist that the tower is shrouded in is still there inside as you enter, and okay. Basically, I need you all to make a, well, let's see what this would be. What kind of save? You can all roll a d20.
I think I get a hit of dopamine every time Nate says, "I need you to make a." I'm like,
Blank
oh, yeah,
save.
Here it comes.
All right. What kind of save is this? Okay, wisdom. There it is, wisdom. Sorry.
10.
13.
15.
Okay.
19.
And Valin?
Oh,
22.
Fizwick,
Okay.
you are dead.
So, okay. Anyone who got less than a 17 takes 22 psychic damage.
Oh, ouch.
22.
22
Jeez.
as this mist surrounds you, and within the mist, you begin to see some of your greatest fears. Each of you do. Everyone except for, I think, Grukvar and Valin. I think.
Fizwick just got hit with 22 points, and he's on the ground throwing up, holding his head, and he's just saying,
What's the
hey, hold on a
check,
second,
Nate?
man. Oh, man, you know what?
It was wisdom 17.
Yeah, but what number did I have to?
17.
No, I experienced that pain as well.
Okay. Was it Nikos and Valin then who succeeded?
Yeah, I got a 19.
Okay. Yep. Nikos and Valin succeed.
I turn and shimmy my way back out of the door and just kind of like lay or whatever distressed on the ground outside the tower.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what you guys see in the mist there. What are some of your character's greatest fears?
So super quick as we go into that, I did have the calm emotion spell up,
Yeah.
which suppresses fear and charm effects, if that helps any.
Well, that would help you, right?
All creatures within 20 foot that didn't save against it.
Also,
Yeah.
I just realized, is it a charm?
Yeah, is it a charm or an illusion?
I
have
the
advantage.
spell.
I
I have
against
advantage on
that.
being charmed or frightened.
Let's see here. It is an illusion. It is of the illusion school of magic, and I don't think it's a charm,
Can it is?
but it is an illusion.
Does it count? So it's we
Okay, well,
actually-
if it's not fear or
not
charm,
in our
then
head.
calm emotions doesn't help at all.
It is. It does frighten you, however. So I guess you would not be frightened, but you would still take the damage. Is that possible?
You suppress the sorry. Here's the exact reading.
Yeah.
You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Each humanoid in a 20-foot sphere centered upon a point that you choose, which I chose myself, must make a charisma saving throw, though you can choose to fail the save if you wish. You can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. So I imagine it would be me. You would still be frightened. I would just be suppressing it. However, when the spell ends, which is in a minute, then if the duration of the frightened continues, you are then re-frightened. You can also make the target indifferent to a creature, removing hostilities, blah 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 blah. So yeah, basically, I I was kind of like, well, illusions and enchantment and stuff like that. I was like, I don't want to be charmed or frightened. So that'd basically be the kicker here. I think I think Nikos basically sees himself in the mist as a shade or a shadow, and the fear here is he does not see any of the details. Like, he can't see his own face. He can't remember what he looked like before the Illithid transformation. He can't remember his own name. Other people have told him his name is Nikos, but that doesn't sound right. And then it's just that figure of himself disappearing into the mist.
Okay, awesome. I love it. You guys can think about what you might see here as I describe the following. So as you enter, you hear just these haunting sounds, heartbeats, sobbing, just ragged breaths, gasping. Boom, boom. And then you see these shapes begin to form. What do the rest of you see?
I am surrounded by just like a field of bodies that I know are innocent. They did nothing to deserve death. They did nothing to deserve the violence that was done to them. And I'm struck by like an overwhelming sensation that I was the one who killed all of these people.
All right. Wow. Grukvar, Fizwick.
While Fizwick was throwing up, Ryan started to talk, and I was starting to describe that I was seeing demons, and I was puking and holding my head.
Yeah. All right. And Grukvar?
I see my new Sparkmantle clan standing around my dead body, and then I see them under the cover of night ransack the temple where they've been staying, and then just head back to the Zardarok's old fortress. Like they've just sort of given up on my
The
movement.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So for those of you who failed the save, I'm going to say because of Nikos' spell, you only take half damage. 11 damage, we'll say. So go ahead and give yourself 11 back. Because to me, that spell seems like it would be quite effective with this. And I'm going to say you're not... I mean, you're frightened, but I'm not going to give you the frightened status. So you can keep moving up the staircase if you would like to.
I have advantage against illusions and being charmed. And I rolled again just to see if I would have recovered, and I would have gotten a 17. So
yeah,
I don't know if that counts for anything.
Yep, 17 is the number you needed. So yep, that's good.
I did the same thing. I got a 4.
Shoot. All right, so you guys want to continue up?
Yeah.
All right. Dranyaj, I'm going to need an acrobatics check to see if you can wiggle through. I mean, if you want to.
Well,
it's a risk.
Leave the tower, so I will, even though I'm quite paranoid at this point, probably, especially with the fear and stuff. I'll go back in. But then I think maybe I'll wait until they get up a ways before I decide if I'm going to follow or not.
Okay. Yep.
Are you being considerate so you don't potentially block us in if we have to run away?
No, I want to see what happens to you first.
Oh, okay, because you're paranoid. Okay, I get it.
Yep. All right. Very good. So those of you who make it to the top do see these purple flames. Let's see. Yeah. In wall sconces. And an inscription is written on the walls in Draconic. And it is also kind of glowing purple. And it reads, sixth show thy face to the sky. 6th, show thy face to the sky.
And Michael was saying this is likely the Tower of Illusion magic.
Mm-hmm.
Illusion or enchantment.
Enchantment. Okay.
Yeah, I would let you make a Arcana check if you want to identify anyone.
I think I think I'm good. I think we I mean, like the original thing I thought was like maybe the mist might get us to like lose each other and then be like, aha, now you are dominated and we will murder you. Fear can be done with illusions and enchantment. Like enchantment and illusion as schools are very interchangeable, so you know, I think the specifics aren't going to be as important as the fact that we have the thing.
Yeah,
Quick,
we got what we came
run.
for. Okay.
Yeah, quick, run before Dronyage gets us trapped in here.
All right. As you guys leave, you hear faint laughter.
Ah, crap.
Fools.
Can we detect where that's coming
Did you
from?
say woosah?
It sounded like it was coming from up above.
I'm definitely backing out of this tower.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue on the stairs.
What does Federo see when he flies up there?
Federo sees no person, no source of that laughter, but maybe sees the text pulsating, the draconic text a bit, like pulsating with the laughter. Like kind of to the beat of the laughter.
Uh,
Out of character. It's fake.
yeah.
In character, I am not chasing after a creepy laughing voice from above us while we're in the spooky horror tower.
Yeah, but we might not have the right information now. So, Fizwick, did you tell us what you saw, or?
Yeah, we can just assume everything that Nate
Yeah.
says as just getting.
Okay.
Relayed to all of you. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think maybe this is an illusion? So this is like a trick.
Mhm.
Can Federo go even higher and see if he can see any new words?
Let's just make it so these guys can use Federo too, and they'll just relay it to Fizwick, and then we can all use it as
All right,
symbiosis.
I'm gonna recast calm emotions as well.
Okay. Yep, so you guys want to head back up there?
Yeah.
Federo does not see anything, other than what I described already. So,
Yeah, I want to head back up there.
okay.
And I want to look at this room in more detail.
Yep, so you guys can go ahead and make those saves with advantage that we're going for anyone who is re-entering, at least.
After
Oh
making-
my god, that is two
Ooh.
natural ones.
Which save?
This is the save against the mist.
Oh, wisdom.
Yes, wisdom. Sorry, yes, wisdom. Yep. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to
Oh
mention.
no, I rolled something else.
Um,
All right, Velen took a serious hit there. All right.
Okay.
I don't know what her fears would be, but so you said it's 22?
Nope, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this one is only 16
Okay.
points of psychic damage, and you once again see your greatest fears. Now, it's kind of... I'm going to say that you could either back out or you could press on, because you don't encounter the fears until you get on the stairs. So it's one of those things like you can't willingly move toward the source of your fear. Oh, you know what? We're going to have that damage too, because Michael's spell, I feel like it almost seems to imply that you're immune from being frightened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds more like I'm being immune to being frightened, but I'm actually resistant to psychic damage.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to say anyone who failed takes 8 damage instead, and you can keep pressing on, no problem. Yeah, that calm
What was the
emotion spell.
check?
So it was a wisdom save. You can make it with advantage.
What? I was 20.
You got it. You made it. It was 17.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you guys go back up there. You see the text glowing. That's about it. What would you guys like to do?
The text is glowing. Is it? It's pulsing.
No, not at the moment.
Okay. And the text, is it carved in what? Just in the wall? What did you say?
Yeah, it's carved into the stone and it's glowing purple of the like ceiling.
Of the ceiling.
Mhm.
This is where the sound emanated, the voice that we heard.
At least the text Federo saw kind of moving with the laughter, like like pulsating a little bit with the laughter. You don't hear the laughter anymore.
Fizwick's gonna do what I've seen on those reality shows where they're looking for ghosts and they go,
Does anybody here want to speak with us?
You don't hear anything.
no, I tried. That was my missed.
Good try.
Missed.
I see what you did there.
My dad.
I am going to attempt to use thaumaturgy to change the color of the flames for 1 minute. I'm gonna try and change them to a light blue.
Okay. Yeah. You managed to do so.
Okay.
Yeah. You see a flicker, a second, like the text almost goes dark for a second, but then it relights up blue, and you don't really make anything out in that quick flicker. It's too fast. Yeah, certainly. Any magic user, which is 3 or 4 of you, could try to like dispel the illusion if you want to make an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm gonna let Belen do that.
Okay.
No, not that good. 9.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
we're having a dispel and shootout. Let's do this. Who's up?
Yeah.
I
Arcana.
want some. What do we got?
Fizwick, Nikos, Grukvar, any of you can.
Ooh,
Um,
Fizwick
Probably in a
channels
reality competition show.
his dispelling energy up, and he lets it go for 15.
The script holds.
That was a good try.
Especially with that Hadouken hand move you just
Man, I know. I thought that Hadouken would put an extra maybe 2 points on it, but
All right.
I'll give it a shot.
Nikos and Grukvar, you want to try?
Roll to 10. Nikos, we're dying out here. We're counting on you.
All right, Nikos will. I'm trying to see if there's any way to kind of solidify this.
Yeah.
use the cube.
Oh, yeah, Adoy. That's actually a really great idea. I'm going to take out the cube and rebuff magic, and then I'm going to walk at the runes.
Okay. Yeah. What's the range there of the cube?
10 foot, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that you can reach it with the cube, and you indeed do see the script change as soon as the cube comes into contact with it. It now reads, 6th, hide thyself behind a mask.
Ooh.
good idea, Ryan.
It was 6th, show thy face to the sky. Now 6th, hide thy face behind a mask.
Wow.
Hide thyself behind a mask, it says. Sorry. Hide thyself
Okay.
behind a mask. Yep. All right.
Oof.
So,
Good call.
Yeah, man.
what would you guys like to do next?
All right, now let's leave.
Yeah, now
I'm out.
just turn and run.
I'm outside. I've got my axes out, and I'm looking everywhere, just like panting and. Just
This
looking
music is
everywhere.
perfect for that.
Oh, this is great music here. Just the kind of like weird. Yeah. Okay. thanks to Sirenscape for the music, by the way. Thank you, Michael, for running that for us. There's another tower that you can see to the east, over here, and there is also one to the south right here.
How long does the
And you see some other buildings if you want to explore any others.
frightened spell or whatever it was last?
I believe the duration is only 1 minute.
Okay.
So yeah, it would be gone by now. Mm-hmm.
I say we head east.
East?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. Let's see here. That is... Oh, whoops. I do have to draw my travel lines, but now is
Yeah,
not
it's
the
like
time.
it's like the family circus.
That's right. All right. As you approach this next tower, ice has engulfed. Let me center it, sorry. There we go. Our viewers need to see it. Oh, they can't see it though. There we go. Ice has engulfed the lower floors of this crumbling tower. Pink light pours out of the highest window, a single point of illumination in a dark and out-of-the-way region of the city. And that is where we will end our session.
Whoa! All right.
That's
Alright.
actually the sharpest, and like that one caught me more than anything because I didn't actually see it coming. I was like, wait, what? I felt like I had my pants down, but I was like, wait. Oh, okay.
Yep. It is that time of night. We will wait to see what is inside this. Ooh, sixth or 7th tower?
7. Yeah.
Yeah, you made some good progress tonight. Due to some really wise thinking, you guys have gone through some of this stuff more quickly. In terms of bypassing the Magian and just sending Federo up there in that one tower last session. Some creative ingenuity with the frozen gelatinous cubes. And yeah, so well done. Making good
I'm just glad
progress
that
here.
Nico's had that intricately constructed diagram of a gelatinous cube to
Yeah,
help
just
describe
honest
when he-
person. Just,
Yeah.
Is that resin? Is that resin?
It is. It's a plastic resin that it's actually an official Wizards of the Coast one. Like literally just came out not too long ago, as a
It's
full scale
solid,
model.
though? That's like a.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
solid
it's
plastic.
not solid. It is hollow. So
Oh, it's
there is
hollow.
actually, if you look carefully, you can unclip it and pull off the whole
They're
piece.
doing
But it's
some-
all like
Cool, like full size models now. They've got one of Brist and Guinevere and stuff like
Look,
that.
I'm not gonna lie. That was actually a condolence buy for me because I'm really trying to save up for the big Tiamat that's currently out as well. Like it's a freaking huge model. Right now, the Tiamat I have is the old one, and it's like maybe like this big, and it's like the avatar of Tiamat. But the one that's actually out there right now is like the size of a freaking desk, and I'm like, oh, I want it, but it's like $600 here, and I'm like, terrible.
They've got the tower too.
And the yawning portal. Yawning portal is also out and about.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
The tower.
that's
you
a
put
cool-
It together. It's like 4 feet tall.
I want
Well,
that
I
gelatinous
hope
cube
if you,
too.
if you end up getting Tiamat, I hope that comes out of Nikos's pack at some point as another
Chris, you
descriptor.
put it all.
I think there was a Funko gelatinous cube. Yep, here it is. Okay, I found it. Oh gosh, $144 on Amazon, $135 on Walmart. Okay, yep. So there you go.
That's funny. Oh gosh.
No, I'll take the one Michael has over that. That's cool. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Great session. Yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. We'll find out what's in this tower next time and continue exploring the city of Ythrin, or Ythrin if you're wanting to pronounce it correctly, which you should not. Make sure you check out Michael's stuff on Dead Aussie Gamer. Links down in the video description. His Twitch channel, his YouTube channel. He's got awesome streams going on all the time. And make sure you check out Fizwick's Dark Sea Workshop. There's also a link. Patrick, if you want to repost that. Patrick is such a huge help on the Discord server, the WASD20 Discord server. Link in the video description. On here moderating chat in a lot of my streams. Just a super nice guy, and you should check out a short story he wrote that was accepted for an online publication and is now available on Amazon. So Patrick, if you want to post that link again, if you're still around, otherwise it's up there in the chat somewhere. He posted it around break time. A cyberpunk story. So yeah, talented guy. Anything else you guys want to say before we head out tonight?
You're in the Grand Rapids area and feel like doing a one shot. Look up
Ooh.
Vandermill on Eventbrite. We do it at the end of every month. So
Yep, one shots at Vandermill Cidery. Is that what it is?
just Vandermill.
Vandermill.
But
Okay.
there is cider there, and it's delicious.
Yes. Yep.
I do have a little announcement. Unfortunately, a couple of my players have changed rosters and stuff like that. So my Patreon is opening up 2 seats for Thursday night for the fans in the US. It is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition game featuring an Asian-inspired RPG setting where a group of individuals are trying to master scrolls of elements in order to overthrow a Oni daimyo. So that is what I'm doing at the moment. We've, like I said, we've unfortunately lost 2 of our regular players to the world of adults. So I'll be looking at filling out there. So yeah, if anyone's interested and wants to join up, it's I think it's like the $50-$60 US tier per month. So it's like chicken feed for like the games, but they are broadcast, so that's kind of where the makeup happens. It's like you have to also be okay with the audience, coming in and dropping an illithid on you one day. Literally have
There
it.
you go. Is that patreon.com/deadausiegamer or?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if that works. Did I do it right? I did. There you go. So yeah, go check it
Yay.
out. Link in the chat. Yeah. Well, cool. Thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun. And actually, I haven't told the players this yet, but I have a conflict in 2 weeks. I have parent-teacher conferences. A necessary job obligation I just can't skip as I am a teacher.
Speaking of the adulting world,
Yeah. So we will probably not be playing again till the 28th if it works for the players, but stay tuned. I'll be announcing it on the channel. So, all right. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you again, hopefully in 3 semanas. That's 3 weeks for all the non-Espanol speakers. All right.